This piece of paper has been the dream of your parents, the pride of our families, and the symbol of your hard work. But let me ask you a question. If this piece of paper could not give you confidence, could not give you a voice, could not make you stand in a room and be heard, then what is its real power? Because in real world, people don't follow certificates. They don't remember marks. They remember your presence. Hello, my name is Shoeb. I'm a certified leadership coach, a public speaker, and founder and CEO at Oratrix. Have you ever wondered how some people start with ordinary backgrounds, start with ordinary classrooms, start with ordinary resources, yet reach extraordinary leaders? The question is it about intelligence? Is it about marks? Is it about anything else? But the answer would be it is about a skill that we rarely measure but constantly feel: your personality, your voice, the power to command, right? Now, since thousands of years, this skill was never taught in common schools. It was not available to the masses. It was reserved for royalty, for princes, for future kings, for heirs of the empires, because people who learned this did not compete, they ruled. In ancient India, before a prince would touch the sword, he was trained in Vak Shakti. Before he could learn the strategies of war, he was trained in Vak Shakti. So, Vak Shakti is the ancient Indian discipline of speech and expression. Chanakya did not only teach Chandragupta how to fight, he taught him how to think, how to speak, how to persuade, how to command attention, because Chanakya knew something timeless. A sharp mind with a weak voice becomes a servant, but the trained mind becomes an emperor. Gautam Buddha carried no weapon, no political power, no army, yet, with words alone, he transformed the consciousness of millions. Alexander the Great, before every impossible battle, he used to stand in front of tired, wounded, and outnumbered soldiers and used to speak. And those same soldiers who should have retreated fought like lions and conquered the world. Napoleon Bonaparte once said, "A leader is a leader in hope, and hope is only sold through words." Now, in ancient France, young kings were trained by rhetoric masters, just like modern CEOs are trained by media coaches. So, the question is it only about the French? No. In Rajputana and Mughal darbars as well, princes used to have tutors for voice, for posture, for storytelling, for presence, because they understood one eternal truth: before you can rule lands, you must first rule minds. That's very obvious because words conquer history. Swords can conquer borders, but words conquer history. Let me borrow a lesson from Tamasha, the cinema. You all have seen this movie, right? Isn't it? Perfect. So, a man living two lives: one that carries the soul, and one that carries the mind. Okay. So, what happens is this movie clearly shows that how, when your voice remains trapped inside, unheard, what happens. And sometimes when I watch Tamasha, I feel like Christopher Nolan did a great job. What? It's not Nolan's? Oh, Imtiaz Ali is such a masterpiece of a storyteller and director that sometimes you forget that it's Hollywood or Bollywood. The layers, the timeline, the identity crisis, you know, with this much praise, I'm sure Imtiaz is going to cast me for the background storytelling voice in Tamasha too. Although I know Piyush Mishra does it beautifully. But the truth that Tamasha teaches us, it's painful and powerful. You know, and that is the deepest fear of every student sitting here, right? Not rejection, not failure, not low marks, but a question: what if I had so much inside me and the world never got to see it? What if my confidence stays in my room, my ideas stays in my notebook, and my leadership stays in my dream because you did not learn how to command, how to present it in front of the world, right? Now, I'll tell you something. See, this is not only about communication, this is not only about personality. This is about you presenting yourself in front of the world. You're the main character, right? So, there was another study, and again, it is also a credible one, World Economic Forum's 2023 Future of Jobs report. You all are students. Tomorrow, you're going to build something, you're going to go for a job. But see, according to this report as well, 44% of the core skills are going to transform soon and very soon, right? Now, see, when you meet people, when you meet people in your daily life, what happens is that confidence creates opportunity for you. See, when you talk to people, when you communicate with people, you see that there are two segregations, okay? The 99% of the population and then the 1% of the population. So, people with 99%, what they do is they focus upon marks, grades, admissions, career, job opportunities, and they live a peaceful life. They buy a car, they buy a house, everything is good. But then, just see the top 1% of the society, the top tier, big lawyers, entrepreneurs, celebrities, global leaders, politicians, they have one skill in common. They don't only think well, they command attention. They have this powerful aura of personality and storytelling, overall, public speaking. So that is why try and understand. Tomorrow, you might go to places, you might lead teams, you might build a startup, you might reach out to organizations and nations, but the rule will still remain the same. One who can command their voice would stand out than the one who just works silently because it was never about talent. It was always about one hidden skill that we rarely measure, and that is your personality. All of you sitting here, if I call you on the stage and I ask you to deliver something, 99% of you would fail definitely. The reason is that you work upon your talent. You work upon your talent silently. You study, you get good grades, you get a job. But then, have you ever seen somebody getting successful just because of the talent? The answer would be a no. Because, see, I know in my organization, I see a lot of people who are sitting at the top, who are sitting at the top just because of their communication skills and their personality. They can persuade, they can discuss, they can describe, they can talk better than others. And that is why you see all top tier people, the elites, they're sitting at the top because of this unfair advantage. Now, as I told you, you have the choice whether you want to belong to the 99% or to the 1%. Because it's very simple, it's very clear. This skill has created kings, rulers in the ancient times. Just take the name and you'll see that they used to train themselves to talk to people, to persuade people, and then they used to master the art of fight or maybe, politics. But what we are doing here is we are simply focusing on books. That's again a big negative. So please try and understand. Focus upon your personality, your leadership abilities, your communication skills. Now, we are entering the age of artificial intelligence. AI can definitely code better than many engineers. AI can analyze data better than entire teams. AI can write essays, generate presentations, and give answers to questions within seconds. But you see, it is going to transform, it is going to become smarter, it's going to become more capable every year. But the question is that there's something remains uncertain with AI. AI can generate information, but it cannot generate conviction. AI can generate data, but it cannot influence people. AI might be becoming smarter, but again, the thing is that the rule will remain the same. There would be somebody who will be managing everything, who will be leading everything. So just make sure that you transform yourself before it's too late. You are working on your coding, you're working on your academics, but the problem is that everything is going to fade away once AI becomes more and more capable. Please make sure you transform yourself with the technology. You transform yourself, your personality, your conviction, your command, your, say in the society. None of this is taught definitely. It was not taught properly in schools. Schools can focus upon academics and they're doing really well. But the question is, who is going to teach us how to speak, how to persuade, how to build conviction, how to make people believe in you? That is the solo solid question. And the answer lies within you. Now, in the next 3 to 5 years, remember everyone, some of you might become civil servants, some might lead organizations, some might become startup founders, some will lead organizations on international level and represent their respective countries. But the question is that, you know, is it going to be with a specific degree or skill in trend, or is it going to be with your personality, your confidence, your command, your attention? Standing out in the crowd, being the 1% matters, right? So that is why one courtroom argument changes a whole life. One political speech changes a nation. One investor pitch creates a unicorn. And one TED talk creates a global movement, like this one. So, my biggest and the most effective advice would be, please start working upon yourself before it's too late. One more thing before leaving, I have one thing to tell you. See, this was a TED talk, but then when you go back home, watch this again. Watch this with an intention to transform yourself, intention to be the best version of yourself. Take 15 minutes out of your daily routine, daily schedule, stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself, build that confidence, get rid of that shyness, smile, look at yourself, try to dress up. You are the main character of your story. You are the hero, right? Nobody is going to tell you. So, everybody, each and every person sitting in this crowd, you guys are the hero or the main character of your story. Nobody should tell you what to do, but then you need to understand that what is to be done, right? So that is why try and understand the crown was never on your head. It was always in your voice, in your personality, and in your conviction. Please work upon your voice. You go home, try to practice, and be the best version of yourself. Maybe in a year, 2 years, 3 years, but yes, one day you're going to be the best, right? Isn't it? All right. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.